I have truly never been more astounded by the lengths that a villain could go through to achieve such a level of chaos than I have been by reading Nemesis. This guy makes everything that the Joker, the Reverse Flash, and probably what any other villain has done combined look like child's play. It's actually baffling. This guy who looks exactly like what I'd imagine Batman and Moon Knight's love child to be is the psychotic lunatic known as Nemesis. And he's exactly that. I mean, in the first pages of his comic, he hijacks the president's plane mid-flight, he kills the pilots, and then proceeds to crash land the plane on top of thousands of people, taking down several buildings, causing as much destruction and chaos as humanly possible. That is one way to start your comic. Nemesis would have the training, the gadgets, and the fortune to become the #1 villain in the world. And when I tell you he makes Griffith look like a good guy, I'm literally not kidding you. He's somehow leagues above him, if you can believe it. And after I read Nemesis's entire reading order, I was left shooketh at the guy's track record. To me, Nemesis is the most vile fictional villain I've ever read. This guy will do anything, and I mean anything, to get his way. He will murder, torture, maim, inseminate, and frame you for meeting minors, all to go according to his own insane scheme for revenge. He is so completely irredeemable that at times while reading I felt like I had to take a break and go take a shower, and I haven't felt that much darkness in me that I had to wash it away since I watched the movie Requiem for a Dream. So that's a very incredible thing to make me feel so disgusting after reading that I had to go take a shower to wash away all of the horrendous shit that I read. And making this video, I honestly would not be surprised if this video gets flagged and demonetized just for how crazy it gets, because it's just wild. He'll cross any boundary. Virtually any boundary. It's insane. So yeah, let's get into it.
Never heard of this guy, actually.
Initially, when reading his first series produced by Icon Comics, we are led to believe that Nemesis is also known as Matthew Anderson, heir to the Anderson fortune. The Anderson family smuggled children from the black market and were entirely awful people. Totally opposite of the Wayne family already. Soon they'd be caught red-handed, and not too long afterward, bored under the care of his uncle who now inherited a billion-dollar electronics company, Anderson ran away and traveled the globe to learn the ways of crime. By the age of 12, he was a gang lord. By 15, Asia's largest drug exporter. And at the age of 23, he felt he was ready to start his mother's dying wish. And that would be destroying the clever police officer. At this point in Nemesis's career, he is an expert in all things villainy, always seeming to know what's going to happen next and keeps a step ahead of everyone. Almost like he's similar to another pointy-eared hero we all know. Starting out his villainous career, he'd set out to destroy the lives of several police chiefs as practice before killing the now appointed police chief in Washington, Chief Morrow, the man who condemned his entire family to death. So when this story really begins, it's after a time in Tokyo where Nemesis is committing various acts of terrorism culminating in the murder of its police chief. By having a bullet train run the chief over and explode the tunnel so that it'd fall over thousands of people, causing mass destruction. Yeah, I wasn't kidding, this is how the book starts. After this, Nemesis then turns his attention over to Washington, D.C. and its famed chief of police, Blake Morrow, sending Chief Morrow a calling card stating Blake Morrow, March 12th, at midnight. Flatline still counts. Morrow immediately gives out the order to put his family into protective custody, simultaneously planning ahead for what's to come from Nemesis, because Morrow knows the kind of reputation Nemesis holds. After this, his first act is the hijacking of Air Force One, which he crashes into the city, killing thousands, as I mentioned earlier in the video. Via a hijacked television signal, Nemesis openly declares his intentions toward Washington and reveals he has the president. Following this, he poisons those within the Pentagon and reveals the veritable treasure trove of secrets contained within on the internet. On top of stealing all of the nuclear...
A whole motherfucking walkthrough. But I never heard of him. I don't know why. It's weird. Weird indeed. If Batman... It's Batman if he was evil. I heard Batman was evil in the latest fucking game, and he was shit. Evil Batman. Alright boys, we are good there.